Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. I'm Dane Hennen. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Across from me, Anthony Fisher.
Hey, hey, hey.
And to my left, Morgan McGlasses.
Hey guys.
McMurray.
Nice.
That's her. Okay, so.
Dane's the only one without glasses.
Yes, I'm feeling very
This episode.
outnumbered right now. It's funny.
How many of us actually need glasses? Raise your hand. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Dane,
I
why
had a
are you...
feeling that
Wait,
would
hold on.
be the
Why did you just
case.
attack me like that?
Dane, first off, Morgan, great
What?
job trying to make yourself a little smarter looking, more presentable.
We're smarter looking.
More smarter looking?
When you say it like that, you don't exactly inspire
Well, sometimes
credibility.
people like to wear glasses to make them seem a little more intelligent, maybe provide a professional persona.
If I want to be a librarian,
Okay,
Okay.
Morgan's
but
thinking
a
about
cool
library.
librarian because I have a Dixxon flannel. So
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
cool,
that's a cool
and the
librarian.
kids will respect me.
There you go, yeah.
Put some respect on it.
You've got the street cred
Yeah.
as well as the smarts.
Delivery.
Oh
DoorDash.
God, gross. Why is your finger exposed?
Yeah, so... I'll explain that here in a little bit.
No,
We'll
we're leaving
get to
that
that
out
story.
of
All
here
right.
because
Okay.
nobody wants
I don't want
to hear that.
I don't want a fisherman's friend that's been touched by that.
I touched it with my other finger. Anyways, okay, let's go
I
ahead
did
and
not.
start.
I think
Okay,
you saw-
so
it's
let's
gross.
start this off by talking about the sale that's going on currently, right? Hopefully
Yes.
this podcast goes out in time. But we are running our annual Black Friday, Cyber Monday week sale, which is
20 actually going on till Tuesday.
Yes.
So if you're listening
yeah.
to this, you've got till midnight Tuesday night.
Yeah, so I'll finish
your order
what
in.
I'm going to say. So we're running 20% off the entire store minus
What?
cases. Yes,
Whoa.
so no wholesale cases, but basically 20% off the entire store for everything retail, bundles, things like that. You'll be able to pick up all the chemicals, whether it's Brake Buster, whether you're picking up O&R, Bead Maker, all of our towels, detailing
Grit
accessories,
guards,
scan
Detail
grips.
factory brushes, scan grips, detail helper belts, everything.
What's funny is that this is the one time a year where I see the most amount of scan grips go out the door
Oh, yeah.
because scan grips are obviously one of the more expensive and harder to get items on sale.
Well,
so
we've got some of the new Gen 3 stuff that is actually
Awesome.
smaller and rechargeable, and some of them are Bluetooth connectable,
dude, they're pretty sweet.
which is pretty
They're-
rad.
They're
So
like next
if
level.
you've been waiting to get your hands on one, get your hands on one because you're not going to find this deal anywhere else.
Yeah, so we're running that sale. We're extremely excited for that. It's been going extremely well. We're having a little thing here where we did a live video last week to where it's still going on. Basically, in your order notes, if you put hashtag the gauntlet, you will be entered to win 4 of the gauntlet drying towels that have been yet to be released. That won't be released until January. And then if you use hashtag LoveWoWos in the notes section, that'll enter you to win a handful of WoWos products before they get released next
But
week.
here's the thing: you can't put both hashtags.
Nope.
You
Right.
can't
Pick
enter
one.
to win both. You can only enter to win one or the other. So it's a choice.
Yeah.
You'll have to weigh,
And you
maybe
can only,
weigh
you can only
heavily
make a
on their
choice if you
heart.
live in the
So
United
just
States,
so
because-
I understand it,
Oh,
they
yeah,
understand.
that's the other
If
thing.
someone
So
thinks they're
sorry.
being sneaky and they enter both, they're just going to be entered in one or the other, or not at all.
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
You
So, look
disqualify
out, guys.
yourself
What if
you.
they make 2 orders?
Well,
2 orders is fine.
then that counts because that's 2 orders.
2 separate orders. You could put Love Wowos in one. You could put the Gauntlet in the other, and that's fine. But if you put them in both, automatic disqualification.
There just has to be that
Automatic
separation.
Automatic.
Got it.
Yeah.
Has
But
to be separate.
going into the next business-related thing I was going to talk about is it's actually a week from today is when we launch WoWos.
That's right.
Yes.
1
So-
week from today.
We are super excited about that. Like, this sale is great, but let's be honest, we've all been looking
We've
forward
just been
to
waiting for WoWos launch.
the launch of WoWos. So next Monday, they will be available on theragcompany.com and hopefully
On Amazon.
and hopefully on Amazon, being fulfilled by the Rag Company. So you'll be able to pick them up there, and that'll be the full line. You'll have access to be able to buy every single product. We're hoping that just blows the door out off the
Yep.
building and does extremely well because this has been such a build up to this
And there won't
point.
be any sales on WoWos out the gate.
No.
There's no real specials. We may throw in a towel or something with the products when they launch. Haven't decided that yet.
Yeah.
But the point is the products are going to be available for sale, and they're already at a great price coming out the door. So we think you guys will enjoy them. We think you'll be excited. I know fan of the program, Luke Berge, has already stated he's going to buy the entire line.
Really?
Just straight up.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
To the point
Biggest
he's very excited. He said
Yeah.
he's probably going to be broke. because of
I don't want to encourage
all the money
people to do that.
all the money he spent with the rag company.
And
I said, it's not being broke. It's called an investment.
It is an investment. You
Investment
can actually
in his
make
future.
money with this money you've spent.
You can.
So anyway, that's happening next week. We're really looking forward to it. So just look forward to that launch. If you're not already following the Rag Company on Instagram, you can follow us to have future updates. And then check out Wobo's detailing on Instagram too, as they're posting up some pretty cool stuff. So I think that covers the business-related stuff.
It's pretty good business.
Yeah.
So do we want to roll into our weekends?
Why are you not wearing a Dixxon flannel? First off, that's my first question.
So great question, Levi. So I'm not wearing a Dixxon flannel today because I've been wearing Dixxon every single day for the last week, actually.
Well, they're all dirty.
So, and except for the windbreakers, I got 2 windbreakers, and they're fantastic. I typically wear an undershirt with those, obviously. But
Nice.
don't go
just
all
wearing,
Fabio with them.
yeah,
no shirt on.
yeah. I stopped doing that a couple of years ago after the abs slowly started
They
disappearing.
disappear.
Well, it's something you can do around the house. I'm sure the wife loves it.
Yeah.
To have you in a windbreaker without a shirt on.
Yeah. Typically, I'll wear a duster.
Leather. A leather duster.
Like Mac would.
Yeah.
Like
You're
a leather
just
duster.
sweating.
So
Gross. Okay.
So I think all of us scored a bunch of Dixxon stuff. Dane's wearing the Hank today.
I'm loving
looking
it.
awesome. I told him when he washes that, he'll notice that it'll come out of the washer dry.
Are these 100% polyester, or like what's the deal
It's a
with them?
proprietary polyester blend, Dane.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
It's got D-Tech technology for to avoid wrinkles.
Morgan's
Got
wearing
that quick wick.
a Dark Horse
Very
I believe
nice.
I am.
flannel, which is pretty sweet as well.
Pretty dope, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I'm jealous. And then you're wearing the
Rock Wilder.
Rock Wilder. Wow.
Yeah. This is almost a year old.
What I like about that one is that you put miles on that and you can see it, and it
Yeah.
looks better with age.
It does. It's a great,
It wears
great
well.
color.
Yeah.
I love the yellow and the gray and black in it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right.
So-
So Morgan, what did you do this weekend?
Bring it.
This weekend, it was snowing, right?
Yes.
It did snow
It
quite
did.
a bit.
It did,
None of it
especially-
really stuck till this
Especially
morning.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, it actually really did snow. But this weekend, on Saturday, I did hang out with my parents. I think actually Saturday and Sunday, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So that was good to see them because my mom likes to complain that I don't hang out with her enough. And they did come into the store on Friday. They brought me a coffee.
Aw.
So my mom kind of called me out for not spending enough time
She
with
did
her.
it via
But
the
she
Q&A.
came in on on Saturday
She's attacking
though.
me from different angles.
But she did come
Okay.
in
Yeah.
Saturday.
Friday.
They came in on Friday and they
Friday.
brought you coffee.
She even Friday. I had
After I left.
Yes, after
Yeah.
you guys, after you left.
had a great
Miss Mama
conversation
Kelly.
with
Damn.
Mama Kelly and Matt. Got to know a lot of their
You and
deep,
Matt got to talk about fingers.
we talked a little bit about cut fingers. We
Yeah.
talked a bit about the deep-rooted problems that Kelly has in Morgan's life. And that was interesting as always.
It's good of you to be able
Are you
to shed
kidding
some light
me?
on that.
It mainly had to do with just not
Provide
getting,
another
It had
opinion.
to do with Morgan just not stopping by enough. And and Morgan's like, I stop by once a week, and I'm like, it's never enough for a mother
Right,
who loves her
yeah.
daughter.
Mhm.
So, and Kelly, I saw a tear fall down her cheek,
God.
and I was like,
Sounds about right.
I'm like,
Had I been
know.
there, I also would have chimed in
yeah, with your opinion, yeah.
with my opinion about Morgan's
Coming from a father.
mother-daughter relationship with
Yeah.
her mom, and what I would have expected had I been her parent.
Yeah.
The same way I would have said you need to call more often. Now that is me, just full disclosure,
Right.
not practicing what I preach.
Yeah.
I neglected to call my father a lot this weekend
Ah.
as well. Texted him, yeah, what's up? Yeah, cool.
What's up?
I probably should have called him. I called him on Saturday to see if he wanted to go to a movie on Sunday. He never called me back.
See, in
Wow.
some of those cases,
So I'm just saying, I can,
Put yourself out there.
well, I can load the trailer, so to
Yeah.
speak. I may not pull the trailer, the way to describe it, kind of thing. I guess
I
you'd
feel
say.
where you're going with
I'll help
this.
load it, but
I
I'm not
getcha.
going to do anything else
Yeah.
past that.
So there's
I
a
got
lot of paternal energy going on. Let's get
Yeah,
back to
I'm
you.
seeing that. On a good note, I helped my mom decorate the tree because
Nice,
she got
good.
she got a new Christmas tree this year,
Oh.
so it's flocked.
Oh,
It has pine cones in it.
whoa.
Festive.
Holy cow.
So it's pre-lit. So it's pretty much the full package.
Pre-lit is great until the lights go out.
Yes.
The
and then you just buy a new tree.
And then you just buy a
Christmas
new
tree at
tree.
the MOS HQ came pre-lit as well, but it is on its 4th year.
Yeah.
And
That's
some of the
just
lights
about-
have disappeared.
Let me tell you about
in a
pre-lit
sec.
Christmas
So,
trees.
Fun fact, you can cut the old strands off and restrand it.
I don't think so.
Mine is
They're like
woven
integrated.
into the tree
Yeah.
itself.
It's like wrapped into the
actual
green.
surgery I have to do.
Actual surgery.
Oh, really? Wow.
At that point, it would probably take about 5 hours.
Yeah.
to
So what I
remove
did was I
that?
went to the dollar store and got a
Yeah.
25 pack, just a quick set of lights, threw that just
Throw
around
that
that
baby
one
on.
one strip,
Yeah.
and then joined it into
Done
the group.
deal.
Done.
Done.
You
And
didn't have to worry about it.
My mom's Christmas tree design was more complicated, probably than.
Does she sketch these out?
No, she
In advance?
she has a Pinterest,
Oh,
which she doesn't
so
really.
she works off
she
the
doesn't
Pinterest board.
use unless she needs ideas for something.
Okay.
That is why it
So
exists,
she's not,
I assume.
Yeah, she's not like one of those Pinterest moms that's like constantly on Pinterest
Hmm.
because that's a little extra. But she did say, I'm going to get a new Christmas tree. So she's looking at new Christmas tree designs. She sees some ribbon designs that she wants, as well as different like additions into the tree, like those little, leaf things.
Yeah, but she does take notes on
Yeah.
some of the elements of the
Yeah,
design
so
that
she
wishes
sent
to.
me basically her shopping
Okay.
list. We went and got it.
Nice.
And then we had to set it up. We got some ornaments on. She wanted to do little like clusters of ornaments. So instead of doing like one by one, she like took those little things, those little ornament hangers, and like strung 3 of them on there. So there was like a big one, a medium one, and a little one. So they were all in the same thing, and they were like clustered on it. Looks really good.
She distribute the weight evenly though
Yes,
amongst the trees,
of
so
course,
it didn't
of
lean
course.
on one side because of all the clusters.
Exactly.
Okay.
So very
It's a new way to do
nicely
things. I didn't even think
weighted.
about that.
Yeah, so that's what Kelly did. It looks really great. Saturday, I don't really remember what I did, but then Sunday, I had the chance to go to the grocery store, bought a lot of chicken, marinated it,
Oh,
threw some of those in the freezer, so I'm set for like probably the rest of my life.
meal plan. Nice. Anthony, my stomach is turning because of your finger. I'm just letting it put it out there. How else was the rest of the weekend though? Other than that,
Should
you
I
got your
put a
food?
glove on him?
I think so. If he had his Christmas
It's
glove,
MJ
he could
one
put that
glove.
Oh
on.
my god. But yeah, so it was very snowy, and I only had like an ice scraper. I didn't have like a snow brush
Oh,
for the expedition, and the expedition big.
large vehicle.
You need a telescope
So-
in one. Gonna have to go down to Walmart, pick up one of them.
And that's what
Yeah.
I did.
Nice.
That's what I did. So
Did
I
you get the
cruised-
foam or the actual bristles?
It's the bristles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a foam blade.
Foam
Nice.
blade.
Yeah. So the bristles for the snow broom are foam rather than
It's a foam sword.
nylon.
It is a Nerf
looks like a
foam
Nerf foam
sword.
sword.
Oh.
Yeah.
Basically. So it's got a scraper on one end and then it's got a Nerf sword on the other.
Very interesting.
This way, when I brush any of the snow, I'm not.
Is the scraper
Causing a-
like a squeegee looking scraper?
No, it's
or
a
like...
ice scraper on the other
Okay.
side. The other side is just a foam is snow broom, but instead of bristles, it's foam, 4
Gotcha.
layers of
Okay.
foam.
Huh.
So it provides a little more less scratch. I mean, you're still
Yeah.
gonna cause some scratching
Well-
from the friction, but this allows me to not scratch so
I feel
violently.
I have to point out the fact that since there was no Q&A Thursday this last week, it was Thanksgiving. We should probably bring up our Thanksgivings too, don't you
yeah,
think?
we could
Yeah.
talk about
All right,
that.
Morgan, since you're still
Yeah,
on the
go
topic
for
of
it.
your
So
weekend,
I'll give
how was your
a quick
Thanksgiving?
rundown of my Thanksgiving. So I get to my parents' house. They're extravagant. They love doing the most.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because that's just who they are. They're
So they've got a butler and a maid.
a butler, a maid,
wow.
pretty much
A
everything
waitstaff.
else. A waitstaff, a lawn person.
For the 4 of you.
Someone was mowing our lawn.
Whoa, really?
No,
It
we
was
don't do
frozen
that. We
and
actually
stuff.
mow our own lawns.
Oh, well,
Around
good on
here.
you guys for doing that, taking that upon yourself.
Yeah, we have.
You know,
we had
mowing the
someone
lawn is
sorting
something
the
that.
mailroom. There was someone in there working
Okay.
on that.
They usually are.
But they couldn't find any place to park because we have so many cars at the
Yeah,
house.
I understand. Yeah.
So
Wow, it's funny how
No,
much your
none of that
parents'
is
house and my house
true.
have in common.
yeah, Dane. Okay.
Weird coincidence.
So I get there, just having a great time, getting things prepared. My dad this year decided to try something new with the turkey.
That's always scary.
That's always risky, right? And
What
then
did he try to do?
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to put it on the Traeger.
Okay.
Oh, well,
yeah.
that's a solid
That's good.
choice.
It is a solid choice
There's
normally.
But
Traeger's
there-
fairly safe.
had dinner with some friends this weekend, and they said that they put their turkey on their Traeger, and it got a little overdone.
Did it?
So there is a potential for
You might
a
say
drier
they got
turkey.
a little
Yes.
trigger happy.
Yeah, they got a little Traeger happy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Morgan. great
So-
pun, Dane. Great.
Yes.
Great
chat.
pun,
quality.
yeah. So my dad did some research, kind of figured out, what all went into that, if there was different preparation
Right.
steps. He figured it out. He threw that girl on there, had the little, remote meat
Temperature,
thermometer
yep.
thing. So we did that, which is weird though, because normally you put the stuffing inside. We didn't do that this time because we were like, I don't know if you do that. So we didn't this time. Normally we do. So we just put it in the oven with the rest of the stuff. And then, so the turkey finished early. We thought it would take a lot longer to get to the internal temperature that it needed.
Sure.
But it finished pretty early. So we kind of were like, oh shoot. And then we had to like put all the stuff together because we were obviously waiting until like the turkey was almost done to throw everything else in the oven so that it would be fresh.
Assuming you would have time.
Yeah, and then my dad was like, so it's done, and we were like, it's like 2, and so we had to like all get up and scramble and like put stuff together.
What was
but
your time to actually eat? Not 2 o'clock?
No, it wasn't. It ended up being like 3.
What was the time you wanted to eat? 3?
3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we normally eat it like.
So turkey was done an hour early. Well, it's not too bad.
So not too bad.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty well because I was hungry. Normally we do like a sausage bake. For every holiday, we do like an egg sausage
Hash
bake
brown,
thing
sausage,
in the morning.
all that stuff.
Yeah, but we didn't do that this holiday. So I was hungry and I wanted to eat anyways.
Yeah.
So then everything came out. It was all ready. We ate and then it was basically just a great time.
Nice.
Apple
Excellent.
pie for dessert.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah.
nice.
Go to because I don't like pumpkin pie. Do you guys
Okay.
like pumpkin pie?
I like pumpkin pie, but
I,
apple's like one of my favorites next to.
I like all pies.
You do?
Yeah.
I like
if it's a
cream
fruit
pies.
pie.
All the flavors. Cream
Anthony,
pies, chocolate cream pies, apple
Banana
pies.
cream pie is great.
Banana
I
cream
love-
pies. Lemon meringue pies.
Lemon meringue is
Lemon
awesome.
meringue's good. My
Um,
all-time
key
favorite
lime.
is blackberry.
Key lime. Blackberry.
Chocolate cream pies are my hands
Chocolate
down.
cream pie
so
is one of
with,
our
with,
favorites.
with the chocolate in the middle, right?
Yeah.
But then I like the whipped cream on top with the little chocolate little chips
Yeah.
on top.
Well, so
Hands down one of my favorites.
Carly's mom, her way she does her chocolate cream pie is Oreos.
Oh, that would
Crust.
be delicious.
Okay.
Oreo crust,
Yeah.
chocolate,
That's a
the
lot.
chocolate pudding, then we'll do the whipped cream on top. And it
Yeah.
is, dude, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Now, see, pie is great, but I like cobbler best.
You
Cobbler-
do?
I'll eat cobbler.
is my jam.
So Dane,
Yeah.
I'll eat cobbler.
Peach
I
cobbler,
am a dessert
cherry
aficionado.
cobbler.
So what
I
is
love
a
all.
cobbler?
It's
I
mostly
treat it
like
like
a pie without
it's like
the
a
bottom
pie
of
in
the
a
crust.
tray.
Yeah.
So there's no
time.
crust?
There's no
That's the
crust.
best
No,
part of the pie.
there is crust.
No, a cobbler usually doesn't have a crust.
A little bit.
So you like a peach pie is what you're trying to say.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of
He
them.
likes
but
peach pie without
an
pie.
apple cobbler is awesome.
I think a
Apple
cobbler
crumble
can
with-
only be done with a side of vanilla ice cream.
Yes.
That's the only way a
Yeah.
cobbler can be done.
And
And it
that's
has
funny
to be
thing.
hot. A cobbler's
to be
more
hot.
hot.
Yes, it
than
has to
a
be
pie would
has to be hot. Pie you can have any temperature.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
cobbler got to be hot.
I'm a bread pudding kind of guy.
Oh, bread
I-
pudding.
We're all
yes.
bread pudding.
I
kinda guys.
and put bread pudding with a little bit of vanilla ice cream
Yep.
there and just mess me up.
No, just slather a little hot caramel across the top.
I thought you were going to
Just
say
the
hot
whole
sauce.
thing.
I said,
You know
get
one of my
out.
favorite bread puddings
Was
at the Ram is a good
Oh.
one. That's one of my
Oh.
favorite
Yeah.
go-tos is the Ram's bread pudding. But the finest bread pudding that all three of us
Have
can,
ever had.
can ever say that we ever had was in Norfolk, Virginia
Yeah,
at the Abbey.
the Abbey.
yeah,
That
hands
place
down.
had incredible,
We
The-
had the bread pudding, and all of
incredible
us
bread pudding.
closed our eyes when we took a bite.
So
It
Subconsciously.
was a religious experience.
It was.
it
Oh my
was.
God.
I mean, we were in an old church, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that crab soup that they had, that crab chowder, was
Yes.
pretty insane. So
that was the East Coast food I had been looking for, and it was there, and it was awesome.
that was the seafood Fantasia story for
That was
anybody
where
that
you,
wants to
you
know.
did have seafood
in
Where
fantasy.
case
that
you wonder why
happened.
we always make fun of him for that, that's
where I had
Seafood Fantasia. That's when it
So.
happened.
Perfect.
Well,
So if you're in Norfolk, head over to the
The Abbey.
downtown and check out the Abbey.
Yeah.
Pretty
My
cool.
God.
Get the bread
Yeah.
pudding and the seafood fantasia as per Anthony's recommendations. Get yourself a side of crab soup. I didn't have any of those things because I'm allergic to fish and shellfish.
He's not a
Yeah.
real seafood guy, so
How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, that's pretty
Yeah,
much the wrap
that's
up
awesome.
of my long-ish weekend
Sure.
from Thursday to Sunday.
nice.
Well,
Well, enjoyed it with family, and that's what's important.
Yes.
So.
Family is everything, Dane.
Good. All right.
Who's next?
Family.
Dane, what'd you do for Thanksgiving?
I had Thanksgiving over at my uncle and aunt's house, Gwen and Bob.
Yep.
Loving Gwen.
Yeah, Gwenny's
great.
the best.
3:00 I heard on yours. Ours was we ate around 7. So.
Oh
my gosh.
That is the evening. That is a dinner, late dinner.
That's because that's what Thanksgiving is. It's Thanksgiving
No,
dinner.
it's a lunch.
No,
Thanksgiving's
dinner.
always around.
This is going to be a
Always.
debate that rages on in the comments. I
So,
want to
Hey,
hear
guys,
what you have to
make
say.
sure you tell us when you're supposed to eat, but I've
So-
always had
Because
Thanksgiving.
you wake up on Thanksgiving and
Yeah.
you start cooking. That's what you
So
do.
I would
And
like to point this out historically, right? So this may have been implemented before we had daylight savings. I'm not sure, but if you look back into history, right, to where the early ages where the Pilgrims first met the Indians,
Right.
and
You
started
couldn't have
sharing
a
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving at 7
If
p.m.
you had a Thanksgiving at 7 p.m., it'd be pitch black.
Right.
So that's where it got me thinking: were they having this Thanksgiving, prior to that? Were they having
And if
it
they were
around 2
eating
or
outside,
3?
they'd
Can you
need
just get
some
that in
form
your
of
eye?
summer in the November sun.
what a
Correct.
loser.
So it
So-
would be a noonday kind of afternoon.
It would have to be because
Between
the
noon and
East
3.
Coast, it's dark at 4 o'clock right
yeah, it would
now.
have to be between noon and 3.
So
Forgive me for not wanting to do things exactly the way the Pilgrims did, because there was a whole genocide associated
Okay,
with that.
don't bring that
So-
up.
So I
Okay,
kind of prefer the
listen,
new school
Dane.
way
Dane,
of
that
doing
kind of got
things.
dark.
talking
We're
about
supposed to
our
talk about-
founding fathers that way, right? If
don't
it wasn't
think that was
for
the founding
if it wasn't for
fathers.
the Mayflower, right,
We wouldn't have
we
Thanksgiving.
wouldn't even be here.
Oh my god.
Dane.
Yeah, he's a little.
Well,
off.
maybe not. I mean, my family came from Portugal and other areas. And
Yeah.
So
My family didn't actually come to the U.S. until the Revolutionary War.
So maybe we would have all been here regardless. I
Yeah,
didn't have to
probably
say
would've,
any of
yeah.
that.
I was just gonna let you dig that hole, man.
All right.
I was gonna let you dig that.
So you guys ate. You had dinner at 9 o'clock at your aunt's house.
Mhm.
So what'd you do
That was
after
great.
that? 'Cause
So-
you had to go to bed.
Well, we went over there at 5, so that was the thing. Was
Oh,
we
okay.
joined up with him at 5.
5? What'd you
And
do
why
for
didn't
the
you start
whole
eating
entire
at
rest of
5?
the day?
Well, the whole point was that it was like a day off. You can enjoy it. So we went with our family over to, Liz and I went to my parents' house around like 4 o'clock, 3:30, and we hung out there for a little bit with just my uncle and them, and then we headed over to my uncle and aunt's house. The uncle in question here is from Nevada, so
Uncle
he's a
in
different uncle.
question.
Oh,
So
their
he was
uncle.
with them, and then we all went together. It happened to be a 70th birthday on Thanksgiving, so
wonderful.
Oh.
we all got together,
Wow.
hung out, had some hot toddies over there, and then
Oh, we gotta
headed
get-
over
gotta
to
get drunk on.
Yeah.
Whoa, hey,
Get
big
good
difference
buzz.
between a little sipper that, is kind of like kerosene
Have a
gasoline
couple
and
drinks and go for a drive. Now, my question is so Liz,
you monster.
so Liz's family. So do you have to do a double Thanksgiving with her family, or not really? Usually,
No, in our case, her family is like down in Nevada and Utah, and they're kind of all over the place. So
Oh,
we
that's
don't
good.
really
So you don't
do
have to do
as
a
much
double
stuff with them.
Thanksgiving.
It's more like Christmas stuff with them.
Okay.
We kind of switch off on years. So that's how that's worked. But as far as Thanksgiving, just because it's more localized,
Like
we
a
do
good
that.
married couple, they trade the days.
And
So-
you know what? And Liz, right? One of her skills in life, right? Other than being able to draw,
Deviled eggs.
she makes some pretty wickedly good deviled eggs.
She's extremely well known for those. Everybody asks for them
Famous.
every single time,
Liz's
and they're.
famous deviled eggs.
I mean, I've seen her make
Pick 'em up today
and I've
at the
helped her
Great
make
Dane
them,
store.
and
You
Shipping
gotta share the
is
recipe.
she does them a
Uh,
little
Leak it.
differently than
Leak
other
the
people, but
recipe.
it works.
just so you know, if we're going to ship them, they are going to need to be packed in dry ice because they
Really
do
ought
spoil.
not do that.
So
shipping during summer would not be ideal.
Why does this package smell like farts?
Yeah,
Okay.
Dane packed
these
them.
4th of July eggs are not good.
July 8th.
It's a week late. Oh. Let's not. Okay.
so,
Oh my god.
fantastic when they're ready. And so that was just a great get together. It had William and his brother Daniel and
William, our shipping manager.
our cousin, my cousin, and the various folks who were local to us. We all got together at Gwen and Bob's house, played some game, learned this game Azul. I'm not a big game
Azul.
guy, like learning new games, but they had a board game called Azul, and they swindled me into learning it. And I actually had some fun playing it, which
Did
is
you lose
rare
money?
for me. No, we didn't
Well,
get
use
to
the term
that point.
swindled, so I thought maybe you lost something. Maybe the
No,
jag.
no, they
to
swindled
the
me
jag.
into playing a game when usually I'm like the guy. I'm like, you guys enjoy.
Wow.
But no, they were
Double
like,
toddies,
got
it's
peer
kind of hard
pressured
to
is what
play
you're
those
saying?
games.
yeah. But in this case, it was a case of peer pressure of like, hang out with your family, don't be a bump on a log, actually do this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Well, were
So,
you wearing
I
that
did.
Dixxon flannel?
I wore this Dixxon flannel.
Very
to
nice.
Thanksgiving because I thought it was very appropriate.
It is.
Yeah.
Very
It
appropriate.
still
I
smells
love
like
turkey
Thanksgiving.
Smells like Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Has
I
still
really
got a turkey scent
really
to it.
like
So,
this.
are you going to buy more Dixxon flannels?
It's so tempting after having the two. I have the gangrene and I have this, and I
So-
like them both.
So,
Yeah.
did they live up to the hype?
They actually do.
Durability.
I gotta be honest. They feel super just crisp and
They're
nice.
comfortable.
They're comfortable. I like that this one is buttons that snap buttons. They're not just the little threaded through buttons.
Yeah.
The gangrene is threaded through. This one though is snap, so it's pretty.
I think you guys
Like
are
for
wrong. I
babies.
hate snaps.
This one's a snap too.
It's like what's on
I-
a onesie for
okay.
babies.
I love
Why
the
do you not
snaps.
like snaps?
Because
it's for
I
babies.
have ripped several snaps in my
Well-
lifetime of opening snaps up. Right?
Are you
on-
like just like hulking out, just like
No.
ripping
No.
them up?
Yeah,
What's
he's got
going
this-
on that you're breaking
No,
them so
I've
much?
I've had
Snapping.
issues where they rip, and then the problem here is the thing with a button. You don't rip the shirt. You may lose the button, hence why they sew in an extra button on every Dixxon flannel, right, to be able to fix that. The problem is with the snap. You rip a snap, you rip the whole damn shirt. What do you do?
Usually I
Listen to that snap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, my thing
ASMR.
is, I enjoy the snack because I've never had one break on me.
I like
and
snacks, too.
I just really I like
Snaps
the
and
action
snacks.
of it.
I
But
like the action of it.
when I've had threaded
Dave's
buttons,
a snap enthusiast.
Yes, I love me some snaps. So
Good.
yeah, the threaded buttons. I don't know if other people just had that. I always feel like I'm on the verge of accidentally tearing one. Like if I'm a bigger dude and I get the wrong size shirt and it's button up and I order it online or something, I regret it because I'm like, I'm putting a lot of undue strain on this. And then other times it's just, I don't know. I feel like they're getting looser over time and they start to come out. And then
They
it
do-
like
they do- they do.
unthreads
Snap
the
ones are
thing.
better.
They do loosen
I
up over
prefer snap.
I would be worried about.
But that's a personal
popping
preference
open.
thing. Like I get
Yeah.
people liking one over the other. It's just for me, I like the snap better.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
just me.
Well,
so
okay, well.
Well,
anyway,
I'm glad that your
Guess it's
family
hand
got
tie.
to check you out in the Dixxon flannel,
yes,
looking
loving
fresh,
it. Feeling good,
looking
looking
smooth.
good. Yeah,
I like that.
Very nice. Have my facial hair back. It's all better. All the
Oh,
way
it is.
around.
Yes,
Yeah.
look at that. It's growing there.
So, I told you I'd get it back
Yeah.
in like a week and a half. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's getting
Yeah.
there.
thank
It's nice.
God. Okay,
Thank God is right.
yeah. So had a wonderful time with family. Had turkey. Had yellow cake, upside down cake. Good stuff.
Oh man.
Covered in like German chocolate and stuff. Really, really tasty stuff. But you know, the typical fixins for
I love a good
Thanksgiving.
yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
Nobody was getting too adventurous here, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you don't
But-
want that with Thanksgiving. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Adventure during Thanksgiving is not fun.
Yeah.
But our thing is always like we
Just
do the
turkey,
thing where we
mashed
have
potatoes,
we have
stuffing.
coffee after, like espresso kind of stuff. And it's just
Oh.
nice,
Wow.
fancy
it's
like
classy.
that.
It just it's
Wow.
nice, and I kind of need that little wake up juice before going out on the
Go-go
road
juice.
to drive home, because that
Oh,
turkey
you have a problem falling asleep while you drive a lot?
serotonin is just like whoop.
That's tryptophan.
Tryptophan, my bad.
Yeah,
Serotonin makes you happy.
Serotonin.
Wrong.
He's like, I lose all my
I feel
serotonin
that
and I
too.
That
feel
was
I
the
very
first word that
depressed.
came to mind.
He's like, I lose all my happiness
Yeah,
disappears
I'm
out the
just
window.
a sad man.
That's
when
what they have
Hates all
this.
antidepressants
Me every
for,
morning.
Dane. And
Oh well, that makes it even better. Now I love
fine.
that trip up. I'm gonna enjoy that forever now. Yeah. So that was it. And then this weekend, I had a fella
I'ma
come
head
and look
out.
at the Volvo. Which-
What?
Yeah.
Wait, say that again. Slower.
I had someone come and look at the Volvo.
No, you didn't.
I did. And it was snowing out, so it was a great opportunity. Like, here, let's go for a spin, drive it
Oh,
around. Handles pretty
man.
well in the snow, huh? And he's just like, wow, this is really good. He was
Man.
not familiar at all with the V50, so I like walked him through.
Oh,
all the
so he's
stuff.
not an enthusiast.
No, see, his thing was
He just looks for a car with all-wheel drive.
no. His thing was
So are
he
you going
was
to give him a better price?
he likes manual wagons. He didn't know anything about the
Oh.
Volvo V50, but he likes manual wagons. He's like, I saw this. It was just like so specific. It's cool. He's like, I had to come check it out.
Okay, so
So-
you're getting him on a technicality.
Yeah, well,
Man.
what's funny is he's looking at Corvette Z06s, CTSV Cadillacs, and this.
Those are
That's
so
the-
different.
It's very cheap. It's
but
very easy to
he's-
buy that
He's
car.
basically looking for a good DD, and I told him essentially that's what I used it for, and that's how I would look at it. And I go, the only big reason I'm selling it is because of that over there. And I point to the Jag, and he's like, oh, where'd you
an
get
Aston
that?
Martin.
He wanted to know about that. So I was like, well, I got it in Texas and drove it all the way up. He's like, oh, man. So naturally, he was interested in that. So I don't know how serious he is about the car, but he seemed very serious. And he said
Okay.
he was going to talk to his wife. So
Ooh.
when it rains, it pours, though. This is a funny thing. I wake up this morning. I have 4 new messages from people. Hey, you still have that Volvo?
Oh man.
And they're all popping up all of a sudden.
Good.
And this happens every time. If it's some kid who wants it and they can't get a loan, that sucks and it's annoying. But, you know, you get some tire kickers. I have to humor everybody who shows interest in the car, though, because there's only so many of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to hear them out,
True
see
that.
what happens. So
It'd be nice to,
maybe,
hopefully, fingers
maybe I get
crossed.
some extra space in the garage. We'll see.
That'd be nice.
But, I did take the Jag out this weekend, did some donuts around the neighborhood,
Heck
just had some
yeah.
fun because I didn't want to venture too far from home on those summer tires, but I wanted to have some fun. And I cleared my driveway so I could drive it back up because I don't know how many know this. My driveway is a relatively steep incline, and it's
Dane
not
lives
fun.
on the side of a mountain.
Okay,
and
that's an
so he has to
exaggeration.
drive
It's got
up.
that nice view.
I
Well,
have a
it's- if-
cul-de-sac,
if you
and
think
my
of,
house is
like-
the highest up out of
But you
all
got to
of them.
think of Wayne Manor, and you think of a bat cave. Dane has room to build a bat cave underneath his garage.
No.
He just chooses not to.
Oh,
Wow.
dang.
So he still has to drive up
Yeah.
a very steep. I mean, we're talking Goodwood level.
Good Lord.
Time trials up the driveway to the Dane house.
yeah.
the
so-
Hennen Manor
The
Hill
Dane
climb.
You've got to
House.
think about that Henan Manor hill climb.
Oh, wow.
Many years he has tried to do this in the winter with the Miata,
Oh.
and
Oh.
as soon as he's
I'm
made
sure
it,
that worked
as soon as
very
he's
well.
made it down the mountain,
Yeah.
he gets to the cul-de-sac entrance, and his car has been stuck many times.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
good of you on taking the
No,
precaution.
excuse me, really quick.
Oh, my
now, there are a couple obstacles you have to get through on this hill climb.
There
right?
are,
So
yeah.
you have to get past the lawn guy.
There's
right?
a lawn guy.
And then you also have to get past the overflowing mailbox.
right.
And then,
And if you
And then
careen
there's
too
a-
far to the left, you get into the gravel that takes you up alongside the house.
yeah.
Man.
You want to be
Over
careful
where
about
the
it. You wanna be
toilets are
careful.
stored.
It's just like the toilets and branches are stored, just like the shale wall at Goodwood.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful coming
Super
around that
careful.
corner.
Yeah. Now-
you may.
And then,
make your
as
way
we
into
know, Dane has only replaced the front porch light bulb.
Yes.
And so he's only in that one, so you won't be able to
You won't be able to see.
the
So,
garage.
yeah.
But
yeah.
a couple obstacles, nothing crazy that
But,
the Jag can't
but
handle.
great on you for clearing the area to be able to
So-
make your way after doing some donuts.
I went out to the
You're able to
store.
make
I
it
got
up the hill.
myself some snow melt, ice melt. I got myself a new snow shovel in addition to the
my
existing
goodness.
one, so that when Liz is out, because she's in the
Well,
C-Max,
she's a shoveler.
I give her the ice melt
She
and
likes-
her own snow shovel to keep in the back of the car in
Oh.
case
A
things get
snow
stuck.
shovel
Ooh.
Yes,
in the car, not just a regular shovel.
because the back seats and cargo area only ever used really for groceries and stuff, or the dog occasionally. So it's fine to just leave the stuff
So
back there.
I
You
like
have a
to keep.
shovel.
I have shovels
I like
in all
people
my
being
cars.
prepared.
Dane, I agree with you. I keep a shovel, but an actual shovel.
Yeah.
Small, short handle shovel to dig out if the cars get stuck.
Sure,
because
like a
it's-
little camping shovel kind
yes,
of thing. Yeah.
But you bought a full snow shovel,
This is a plastic snow shovel
But
with
a very-
fiberglass handle.
but a large one.
It's
A
it's-
normal
it's
size.
like in between size. It's not the big size, but it's not small either. It's like
Not a backpacking shovel. that
I
you
would
can
say
shovel
it's like
snow
a
with.
4-foot long handle, and then the blade is like that wide.
So about 6 feet.
Altogether, a little less than 6 feet.
Did
Probably
you-
more like 5.5.
It's a big shovel.
It's
all I'm gonna
it's-
say.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's as
And
big
I
as
also-
Morgan. It's
I
5.5
have
feet tall.
I have another shovel I threw in the back of my truck.
Okay.
So I've got that and some ice melt because I would rather just be prepared. I have a portable jump starter and
Mm-hmm.
battery
Oh,
stuff. I just keep those
man.
in the compartment in the back of the sport
Yeah.
track.
Yep.
And just
Agreed.
always looking out.
I'm
Actually,
I'm all for that.
that was something I
That's
did
what I
this
do. I
weekend,
keep
too.
gloves, I keep shovels, and I keep snow chains
There
in
you
my
go.
vehicles.
There you go.
So this
the
weekend I
goal is to never
also-
be stuck.
Never.
So the one of the things that is unfortunately wrong with the sport track right now is the
Four-wheel
four-wheel
drive
drive
doesn't
is
work?
not engaging. But it has not.
Well, Dane, you should just drive the Jag.
So what were
for
the two
winter.
reasons that you bought the truck? To take the toilet
to
and to drive in the snow.
No, because
so
I know
I'm
that
worried about that.
How many months have you owned this truck that you could
Before
have
you
just gotten
realize
the
it's-
four-wheel
I'll
drive
just
to-
wait till it snows to fix it. We
Crying
go.
out loud.
Where are you?
He's going to take it to the shop next, drop it off for
So,
the
I'm-
guys,
winter.
wow. It's like you think I don't work on my own cars or something. So with the sport
Oh, I
track,
didn't realize he was a
He has a
transfer
shop.
case
no.
mechanic.
So I've been going through and diagnosing
okay.
the various levels with which it
God.
could be wrong, and
Yeah.
it might be something as simple as a fuse. So this weekend I what?
Oh.
Did you
bought out-
change out the fuses?
I changed out all the fuses on the car.
Did it work?
To do no, it did
Okay.
not.
So-
Did not fix it. So that was me going, okay,
I work on my cars.
It's fine.
I change out the fuses.
I got new fuses. I'm not mad about that. That's fine. Now I don't have to worry about them.
Okay.
Okay.
So now
Next
it's not
step,
fuses.
moving down. Okay. Now I look at how the 4x4 module is powered. I start looking specifically like where it's located. Okay, this is the power unit. So I'm kind of looking into those different things. I'll fix it myself one way or another. But, there's little stuff. I bought the truck knowing it wasn't perfect.
So,
and
just so you know, there was a Sport Track across the street that you
Yes.
could have pulled the transfer case out of if you needed.
Is it still there?
It probably is. It is.
I actually
mostly,
might want the fog light house.
all the doors are gone. All the doors are gone.
Mod Monday.
The hood's gone. What else is gone on that Sport Track?
So it still has a leather interior.
Still has leather interior.
Oh, see, that's nicer than my interior.
It
Well, now-
was
but-
way
but-
nicer.
Mine's
yes.
cloth.
But
When-
now
when-
it has
yeah.
no doors.
Yeah, but when we
Yeah.
told
And
you
it's
about
been-
this
this
2 months
was
ago,
It's been out in the snow. Okay, that's
2
fine.
months ago would have been great to grab.
Yes.
And go over there.
all
and
of it, yeah.
Pull a lot of those parts off of it.
I just want to
Could've gotten it
stand
for
up
about $100.
for all the people out there who have rear-wheel drive vehicles and drive in the winter. It is possible. You'll be fine if you have good tires on your vehicle.
Do you have good tires on it?
I do. They're brand new.
Okay, good.
So I have new tires on the truck. I have all the fuses changed out now.
Excellent.
I'm going to look into replacing the module. First, I'll go check out the one across the street, see if I can pull one out of there if it
There
still
you
has
go.
it. And if not, then I'll at least go get the fog light housing. Because
Okay.
when I bought the truck, I had a cracked fog light housing,
Yeah.
but the bulb itself is
remember
fine.
I don't know if this had even a front bumper on it.
well,
So, yeah, I'll go take a look.
the other things you could do, Dane, is you can go get that old toilet, throw it back in the back for weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
don't even
use
have to-
that
you
for
could've just
traction.
saved-
Didn't even need to do
You
that.
don't need sandbags.
Yeah.
You were mentioning I had a hard time with the Miata in the snow. It was actually fine when I first had the Miata, and I was on the 185s. I put 195s on it, and
185s.
I had a couple of sandbags I threw in the trunk, and the thing was a beast in the snow. It was
Oh,
actually
man.
great.
So the
in the
truck,
snow.
you're now going to have to do that until you get your four-wheel drive fixed.
Well, the truck's fine. I have a canopy
Say-
on the back which adds weight, so that actually helps.
Put
on its
Callie in
own.
the back?
Yeah, I mean, I could throw the dog in the back for extra weight, but she moves, so.
Right.
Any rate, I think I'll be A-okay.
Okay.
The main point was having a little more ground clearance. The Jag would actually probably be fine with snow tires on it. The problem is ground clearance. It wouldn't be able to get through snow if we had like more than about 4 to 6 inches
So that
on the
was
ground.
me
I would
last
be
year
snow plowing
because
the
you know
whole
what
way,
happens
everywhere.
is it
Your
all
splitter-
piles up.
your
Well,
splitter
not only
must
that, but
just-
it piles up because the tires get it all off to two sides. So
Yeah.
there's the tire marks, and there's the high spots in the middle.
It's the middle, and when you hit it and it freezes over time, it
It's
turns
ice.
into concrete.
Yes.
My Miata, you remember, 2 years ago, I was driving my Miata, and I deliberately never bought the nice Garage Very front lip. I never got the real carbon fiber one because it's like $300. Instead, I always bought the polyurethane cheap one off eBay because I knew it was subjected to a lot of scrapage and stuff.
Dane cracked it a lot.
So one winter after leaving Anthony's house, I was driving home and I hit an ice block that fell off the back of a car, and it literally just ripped off an entire chunk
Yeah.
of that
And that's
front
what happens because
lip.
that compacted
Just
ice
snapped
comes
it.
from people's wheel wells.
Yeah.
And it falls,
And
and,
it clumps
then
up.
you run over it. And if you drive a car that
Yeah, and it's either
Good
that
stuff.
or it's the ruts, and you're riding on the center line, and you've got that big clump in the middle that hardens up over time.
So half the time last
Sucks.
year, I had to drive on top of the high center parts.
Yeah.
Like half in the middle
Hoping
of
you
the other
don't
road.
sink in.
But yeah. And I'm like, this is so
And it's
dangerous.
slick as
I
snot,
didn't
so
know
yeah.
this.
Anthony, as you and I, with our lowered vehicles, getting switched over to winter mode,
Yeah.
With
have
front
you
wheel
run into
drive.
that any of those issues of crashing into large ice blocks?
No.
Oh,
Or
that's
hitting
weird
concrete?
because I seem to remember every time I've ever ridden with Anthony, I can't go that way. There's a speed bump.
Because
Oh, I can't go that
I
way because there's
think ahead.
Oh,
You
I
do.
can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I take my Jag. I drive over at an
Dane
angle.
says,
I had the
"Screw
Miata.
it."
I drove over at an angle. I'll be okay. The Volvo drove over at an angle. I could handle most anything. But Anthony is so paranoid about driving the Civic over something where it might scrape. I'm surprised to hear that he's just fine driving it in the winter and not worried.
Well, it's a
at
daily
all
driver.
about
Yeah, it's a daily driver. I have to. I have no choice.
He has no
That's
choice.
weird. It's so
He
conditional.
doesn't have 5 cars at home to choose from. Dane have some.
Well, it's funny. He's
empathy.
got another car that he doesn't seem to drive at all, and it seems very winter capable.
That would be
so-
the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
thing on
I
this
don't
planet.
actually know what you guys are
if,
talking about.
If he ever drove his nice car in the winter, I would literally ask, "Where's Anthony?" I would say,
Wow.
"Where's Anthony? What did you do?"
So I
Honestly,
drove-
I'd be more worried
There's a
about
customer
me.
here with a
So
nice
I drove
car,
in
I
the
guess,
Suburban
yeah.
this morning,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I drove it yesterday when the big storm was
Yeah.
happening. Me and the kids, we took it because it's warm.
Yeah.
It's nice. Carly and I like riding in the front with the seat heaters on.
Yeah.
Keep our bodies warm. Kids, we crank the heat up to the point that they're like, "We're so hot back here." Then I turn it down. But basically, my thing is all my vehicles are designed and built specifically for winter capability.
All of them?
All of them.
Wow.
The Elantra has a set of studded snow tires. Also has a set of moon discs that I can put on the wheels.
I wish you would have kept
to help with aerodynamic.
I still have them.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Do you want them for your truck?
No, I just liked you having them on the Elantra. It looked cool.
I did too. Carly didn't like it. But
It's weird and different. I like it.
The car
you
is
do.
very capable with its studs.
Yep.
The Camry this year now has a pair of Continental Extreme Sport contacts
Sport content extremes.
Um,
That's what I was looking at getting for the Jag.
for winter driving as well. But it has traction control, ABS, all that good stuff. It is also front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And then the Suburban running a set of Maxxis Razor MTs, the 34-inch size, quite large, aggressive tires, as well as four-wheel drive. But that Suburban has a part-time system. So I can put it in automatic
That's what I have
all-wheel
too.
drive.
Yeah.
So it can sense. So it doesn't always have to run all
Right,
four
right,
tires. If I
right.
want high 4, I can do that. If I want low, I can do that.
It's nice because it's the most
But it's the
economical, and you
most
need it in that truck.
economical four-wheel drive
Yeah,
system.
and me
on the
driving
market.
last night to Walmart trying to figure out what those meant because I said, what do these mean? I don't know because I've never had.
Yeah,
Never
the
go in
auto-
low if you're getting on the road.
No,
Low is for crawling up a mountain.
Yeah.
That's what I looked it up, and we still have the owner's manual, so I looked
excellent.
it up,
Excellent.
figured it out, but I switched it because I thought that was just four-wheel drive when it was the A. But then it was the automatic, and I saw the thing switching over, and you could feel like when you would start to slip, and then it would
When the
it would
center
come in,
diff
and I was
engages
like,
and when it
I was
cuts
like,
off.
oh my god,
Yeah.
look at
Beast
that!
mode.
It was so
So,
cool. I was like, I
engaged.
love this life.
Viewers, please forgive her. She's used to cars, so the truck thing is relatively new, I would think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, four-wheel drive. If you're into that, of course, you'd know what the buttons do. But there's plenty of people who don't.
That's good stuff.
I
Yeah.
was like, what are these?
But yeah, I'm just going to take it from here and go on to my Thanksgiving.
Please do.
As you guys heard on the last podcast, we got Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
A wonderful Thursday morning. I was able to. We make our own thing. We call it cheesy hash. It's the only time I can trick my kids into eating eggs
Delicious without
They
them
don't
knowing
like
it.
eggs?
without them knowing it. Hadley will eat eggs. If we make scrambled eggs, she'll eat them. Augie complains.
Ugh.
But what I do is I take hash browns. I take some bacon or some sausage or anything like that, and I can mix it in. But I cook the hash browns, then I crack a bunch of eggs on top of that, stir in the eggs into the hash browns, cook them up, throw a bunch of cheese on, then we throw some meat in, throw a little salt, kosher salt, fresh ground black pepper, and garlic powder on there.
Peppa.
Mix it all up. It's delicious. Kids eat it. They love it. It's great on toast. It's just, we eat the ever-living snot out of it. Hadley figured out she likes putting ketchup on hers, so that was kind of cool for her to experience that. We had that in the morning. My mom came over about 11:30. I got out of the shower at about 11:30, had my PJs on all day. It was great.
Love it. Saw that.
Hopped in
That's the way it
the
should be.
Camry at noon. Drove up to Cracker Barrel. Pulled up behind Cracker Barrel. Followed the signs. Pulled up. Lady guided me up. She goes, "What's your name, sir?" I said, "Levi
Leviticus.
Gates." She goes, "One moment." Walked over as I had the window down, was watching her. She goes, "Could you pop your trunk?" I said, "Yeah, not a problem."
Man, they put
Popped
it
the
in
trunk.
for you.
She brought me an entire box, Cracker Barrel box, full of our dinner. Put it in the trunk. Said, "Thank you, sir," and I drove
said,
off.
How much does that set you back? Something like that.
$75.
Not bad.
That's nothing.
Feeded
Feeded.
six.
Whole friggin' family.
Wow.
Feeded the
Said it-
whole crew.
Said it fed 6.
Well, did she
Wow.
say when she popped the trunk, she goes, "Is this the Elantra?" The
No, I was
Elantra?
in the Camry.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it
yeah.
says the Camry. Not quite the same.
So,
Super impressive.
but I didn't have to get out of the car. Literally drove back home, pulled
Yeah.
out, had a hot plate of turkey,
Wow.
hot
Still
plate
warm,
of,
right?
still warm,
Wow.
with dressing, and ham,
Now that's service.
mashed potatoes, 2 things of turkey gravy, cranberry sauce, macaroni and cheese, and green beans that my mom wanted,
Jeez.
Oh,
and a pack of
the
rolls.
fixins.
All the fixins.
Wow.
So made it back home. We opened everything up, started dishing up. We were ready to eat by 12:30.
Wow.
It was
Amazing.
perfect. We normally
Amazing.
have Thanksgiving at about 1:00. That's how I've always been raised. Because it's a
early.
delicious time to eat. Because then you can spend the whole day eating. You can eat.
And
you
then
can
have
take a nap.
seconds, 'cause
You
that's
can
the
have.
point.
You can have some. It basically allows you to eat the entire day, which is what Thanksgiving's about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Continue to eat till you're sick.
Yeah, it could
So
be.
you eat breakfast in the morning, quick little simple breakfast to get you satiated, but then you can plow yourself with food till 6 o'clock at night. So when you bend over, you almost throw up.
Perfect.
Wow.
So that's what we did. 6 o'clock. But we were able to eat. My mom came over. We had the kids at the house. It was just Carly and I and the kids and my mom. It was simple, easy. We ate, finished eating about 1:32. Carly made her 7-layer Jello.
With the meat and then the cream and the Jello, and then the sweet chocolate in the middle. It's like from Friends. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it, but it's just hers is literally different colored Jellos.
Oh,
yeah. I was gonna say, please God, don't let there be.
It's a cup of
ground.
It's
like,
a cup
of let's go back.
No ground beef. It was. She gets cherry Jello. She mixes it with a cup of ice cream, vanilla ice cream. Mixes the Jello up. Then pours a layer.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Freezes it.
Yeah, we talked
pours another layer.
That is fine.
That's correct.
Then it's topped with
whatever
whipped cream.
Anthony just made up
delicious.
in his head is
that whatever you were making was kind of gross.
It's more like a Friendsgiving kind of
But
thing.
it was delicious. And then so we had that as a dessert. We had lots of Chips Ahoy cookies and chocolates and things of stuff to eat also. Then we watched Captain Marvel with my mom. She hadn't seen the movie, so Carly went and took a nap. It's about 3 o'clock. She got to take a nap. I was able to lay on the couch with my kids and my mom and watch Captain Marvel. My sister-in-law stopped by to do some presents with the kids. Then we commenced eating again about 6 o'clock. A little bit more leftovers, things for Carly and I. Made some turkey sandwiches, things of that nature. Got the kids in bed by 7:38. It was done, man. We were ready to go. Carly and I went and watched TV, brought up some more snacks and food, and we just ate. Then Friday, obviously, we worked a little bit, but then Friday afternoon, I took the rest of the afternoon off, went back home. We kind of packed the kids up, went and kind of ran some errands, said hello to some folks, things like that. Just kind of spent the weekend literally at home doing nothing.
Perfect.
Saturday night, the kids went over to my mom's house for a little bit. Carly and I went to the Ram for dinner. It was great. Came back home and just spent our weekend literally chilling. I did get a car dropped off. Saturday afternoon, a Chevy pickup that some friends are trying to sell. So he bought a new Tundra or a used Tundra pickup. So he's got this older mid-90s Chevrolet extended cab short box 2-wheel drive in green, metallic green. So I spent Sunday cleaning the interior, got the interior all done. So I'm going to start polishing it this week and just kind of working on it. But
so like that green, not that teal.
No, it's a green, like a forest green. It's a pretty metallic green. It's got a lot of scratches and swirls. So I'm excited to polish it out and see what I can get out of it for him. And then he's hoping to get about $4,000 out of the truck. So all in all, very light, easy weekend. But I will say this, Cracker Barrel did deliver upon the goods. Delicious food, super easy to do. Carly and I were like, this is the best. We should do this more often. So very exciting to be able to do that. And then I don't know if I told you guys on the podcast, I thought I did, but we are in contact with the store manager to try and do a podcast from Cracker Barrel. We are just waiting to hear back from Cracker Barrel corporate at this point.
That's the dream.
So don't, all is not lost. We are still planning on doing that. So that's where we're at with that.
Well, you reminded me before I get to Anthony, I did watch the original Star Wars trilogy this weekend as well because Disney Plus gave me that
Well, and
option.
when you get started, you can't stop.
It was hard to, I went from The Mandalorian straight to that. So I was just like, this is fun. So just threw that in there.
I like that.
Anthony, how was your Thanksgiving?
All right, well.
First Thanksgiving as a married couple.
My week actually started off last Monday, the night of the podcast from last week.
Right, good times, great podcast.
I got home, I was in a bit of a rush, right, because I wanted to make some dinner before going to the gym, right? I'm literally looking forward to it because, like I said, I've been going to the gym for 2 weeks in a row, right? I was on a roll. And so I said, you know what, let's make some ground turkey, blah, blah, blah. So I go to open up my my little drawer. I pull out one of my typical dull knives to open up this package of turkey. And I thought to myself, well, Anthony, you bought that new knife last week, that new Santoku knife, and you haven't given it a run yet. So I'm like, let's give that bad boy a try, right? Stretch its legs.
And what did we learn?
So I grabbed the knife, cut open the packaging. Super easy.
It was a meat sack.
It was like,
cutting open.
And so obviously cut open like butter, right? As you would expect to cut a thin layer of saran wrap, right?
Plastic saran wrap that holds a bag
Gotta
of
bring out
meat.
the big guns.
So-
What kind of meat
Small
was it that you were
jobs.
cutting open?
Turkey meat. It was a 93.7 ground turkey, and so
Okay.
Nice.
that's
Bring a minigun to the shootout at the OK Corral.
So it's just I felt like the manliest thing to do.
Right.
So then I said, okay, well now I need to clean this knife. It's got turkey meat on it.
Right.
So I go to the kitchen.
Quite a bit of turkey meat, or could you just rinse it off?
I could have rinsed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
so I said,
We want to
hey,
give it a good, proper 2-bucket method
give
scrub.
it a good scrub.
Oh,
So I
wow.
start scrubbing,
Detailing
and without
turkeys.
really me paying attention, I
Lost half your finger.
I missed, and I ended up cutting my finger, right? And as a guy's general reaction is like, oh crap, I cut my finger, right? And you don't really feel it for the first second, so I grab a paper towel and I go to put on this paper towel, and that's when I notice the difference
Your
between
finger's dangling.
between this cut and other cuts
Tip is dangling.
is that my paper towel was red
Bone was
and it
sticking
was dripping. So, anyways, don't make it any worse than what it is. So,
It's like when you're cutting a hot dog for like little pieces, but like it's still attached to the skin. And you thought you did a full clean cut
no,
to make.
And then you pick it up and it's.
I
so
thought of
flimsy.
that because Hadley wanted to have hot dogs the other day, and so she wanted it sliced.
I give
And I
that
was slicing. I was like, "This is
1.5
probably exactly what
thumbs up.
Anthony's
Ew.
finger looked like."
Oh my
Oh.
god.
no. Anyway, okay. So let me finish this. So I looked further at the cut and I noticed that my finger was not
Attached.
was not lined up correctly.
Not or unattached.
So-
lined up correctly.
It was in the
It
same.
was
Yours is
not-
over the top bad, but his
It was in
sounds
the
like
same-
He
terrible
thought
in
he
its
thought it
own
was a
way.
piece of turkey meat, but it was actually his
tip of
pointer
his
finger.
finger.
God damn it, let me talk.
Anthony,
Okay, let me talk.
talk.
Let me talk. Let me just finish the damn story. So this is going to be a 2-hour podcast.
Let's just get this over with.
So
please.
I noticed it was misaligned, so I freaked out, right? I had to tell myself not to pass out, but logically I thought to myself, I haven't lost enough blood to pass out, so I'm good to go. I called Katie. I said, hey, here's the deal. And she said, hey, you probably need stitches. So she came home from work. She picked me up. I wrapped my hand in a edgeless 300 microfiber towel, which was
Great
actually
choice.
a fantastic job
70-30
of
blend
of
soft,
absorbing.
Sorbent.
And we drove to the doctors, and it was funny because you get right in. If you have a laceration, you don't have to wait in line. So all the people that were sick with a flu or a cold, I just walked right by them.
Waving your flapping finger.
Yeah, it felt pretty good.
Spurting blood everywhere.
So I did ask though, because from like a manly perspective, I said, "Hey, would this have been like one of those super glue situations, or could I have
fair
gotten away
question.
with
That's
like
what I would
duct
have
tape
asked.
or anything like that?" And she said, "Absolutely not." And I said, "Okay, well it's good to know my limit on terms of cuts." So long story short,
Yikes.
7 stitches is what they did, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, 7 stitches!" It was that deep, guys. It was pretty bad.
Show
so,
the camera. So those of us that are on
Spoiler
the
alert.
Rag
So,
Company YouTube channel,
I don't
the
know. I think
podcast
it's
channel,
this
you're
one.
watching it. You can check out Anthony's finger at this moment. Try not to throw up.
So, but 7 stitches, and so I was wrapping up for the last few days, and they told me I actually have to let it breathe a little bit. So, but all is good. I still have feeling. I didn't cut a nerve. I didn't cut a tendon or anything.
Seriously
like that.
though, you cut it pretty
So,
deep.
Yeah, you were extremely lucky you didn't cause.
Yeah, I still have
permanent
all
As
the
sharp as that knife was, it could have easily.
Oh yeah, I still have all the feeling in my hand. So basically, what I'm gonna do is like I love
Throw the
sharp.
knife away.
I love sharp
You're gonna
knives,
dull it.
right? I'm
Throw
gonna dull that thing.
I
So,
like my fingers.
One way to do that is just stick it in the
More.
dirt a lot.
Yeah, I'm just
The
gonna.
dirt will dull a blade faster than anything, and you just start stabbing in the backyard.
Dude,
Draw back,
What is wrong with you people?
I need.
stab it into the dirt.
Hey, whoa, don't let me in with
It will dull that blade.
Well,
quite.
this is coming from a guy though that I don't have one sharp
If you've
knife.
got some wood, might chop some wood with it.
Something. So
Make some
rest
kindling.
of the
What
week. So the rest of the week, obviously, while this was healing, not ideal, but whatever. So Thanksgiving, did the dual Thanksgiving. So kind of mid afternoon, mid morning, we went over to Katie's grandparents' house. Had a pretty traditional Thanksgiving there. Had a pretty traditional Thanksgiving at my parents' house later that night.
Yeah.
Traeger turkey, it was good. I mean, I'm not a Thanksgiving food guy. I'm just not. Like, I've had Thanksgiving food so much, and I think it's one of those things that you can have at any time. If you want to have turkey, you can have turkey and mashed
Right,
potatoes.
yeah.
You can do that at any time. They have sandwiches that are based around
If
Thanksgiving.
you live near
Yeah.
Capriotti's restaurant, sandwich shop, you can pick up the Bobby, which is basically Thanksgiving as a hoagie sandwich.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
So that's where, like, if I want something, if it was me and I could do my own weird things, I would want, like, a crab feed, or I wouldn't, like, if I have a crawfish boil for Thanksgiving, I would literally die and go to heaven. Like, that's the weird stuff that I like. I also like, I don't know, like, even steak would have been awesome. Like a tri-tip would have been really freaking good for Thanksgiving, and rosemary potatoes, but instead it's just turkey and mashed potato.
Some families refuse to ever change.
So anyways, whatever. So that happened, and then Friday came around. We had a busy day here on Friday, or actually a pretty low key day on Friday.
It wasn't as bad as we all thought, but there were a lot of orders.
There's tons of orders,
but
in
the
terms
actual
of things to do,
stuff to do.
We
didn't get a lot of phone calls.
Yeah.
We all came in because we thought we'd have to handle a lot of customer service stuff. So we were here, but there wasn't a lot that needed. So we were downstairs just trying to help pack bins, help the team do triple checks and things like that when they were packaging all the orders.
So Saturday was a day that I wanted to do some stuff around the house and things like that. But I did go out in the morning, right, to go buy an energy drink, right? And then I said, hey, well, Home Depot's just right down the street, and I did see some pretty good deals. I might go check that out, right?
Right, which was I took the kids to go create holiday ornaments at Home Depot.
Well, that's fantastic.
On Saturday morning.
The day after Black Friday?
Yeah, they had a kids workshop.
That was brave.
They had a kids workshop. It was nice. It was easy. We just went and made some holiday ornaments, and then next week they do have their normal traditional first Saturday of the month. You can sign up, take your kids, and go do a project. And so took my kids, and I did that. I wandered around, looked at some of the Black Friday deals. There were some great purchases. What did you see that you liked so much?
So walking around, I initially was in the market for a new a Shop-Vac, right? And so my current Shop-Vac that I have is a 6-gallon, 3 horsepower Shop-Vac.
Right.
It's been good to me for almost 10 years. It's been a nice
time to upgrade.
It's been a nice little Shop-Vac, but there's better technology out there nowadays. So I thought, well, maybe it's time to retire that and look into what else they have here. So they're doing a deal on the Ridgid Shop-Vac, right?
Which I love Ridgid because of their lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
And I just did a warranty claim on my Ridgid that I'd had for a year.
Yeah.
Sent the photos in. They sent me an entirely brand new unit.
Amazing.
Whoa.
Fantastic.
I sent the pictures in, told them what was wrong with it. They said, not a problem. Here you go.
I love that. Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I got a really good one too. Yeah.
So they had a deal, 4-gallon, 5 horsepower, right, with the full auto detailing kit included, right, for $69.
Oh, great deal.
Yeah. And so I was like, yep, that's no questions asked. Now my current Shop-Vac had wheels on it. I actually hate the wheels, and I've always wanted to take them off. It's nice for when you're trailing it behind you, right? But on a slope, on a driveway, I always have to wrap the cord around the base of the wheels to keep it from sliding. So this one doesn't have wheels, right? But I gave it a quick little whirl, and the thing is it's powerful. It is way more powerful than 2 horsepower makes a big difference. But so I picked up that, and then
smaller hose, right?
Well, you're effectively doubling the horsepower.
You got the bigger, thicker hose.
It's 1 1/4. I mean, it's
that's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not like my current one I had is 1 inch that I had right now.
So you did have a 1 inch. So I think I have a 1 inch as well. But I use a actual vacuum crevice tool.
Now, what's cool about that auto detailing kit came with a crevice tool, right? Squared off crevice tool, but it's got the rubber grip around the outside of it, right?
Oh,
but the cool part about the hose is that it's a swiveling hose.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
So it actually swivels along with you, and
that saves a lot of frustration.
That makes a pretty big difference. And so but you can buy the kit. I think probably from now until Monday. I think it's $19 for the kit, and it's $30 off the kit or $20 off the kit. So it's a good deal. So I picked that up, and then I was going to say, okay, that's all I needed, right? I'm walking out, and I
will say, I looked at that toolkit
a
couple weeks ago.
You didn't even let me finish. I didn't even say the toolkit.
Oh, I'm just going to say, the detailing toolkit.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just saying that the price that they're currently selling that at is great.
Yeah.
Now, I was looking at another item, but the price was too high for me. So I'm just going to say there.
Okay, I'll continue now. So I'm walking out, and then I thought to myself, I'll just ask this guy. And I said, hey, man, out of curiosity, are you guys running any deals on any full mechanics tool sets? And the guy's like, yeah, there's actually one deal. It's the best deal of the whole year. And he walks me over, and I see it, and I'm like, yep, that's the one. So downstairs, we have a pretty nice toolkit. And what it is it's a
It's like 250
it's
pieces.
270, I think, is
Something.
what it is. So it's a 270-piece Husky toolkit that comes in its own carrying box with a lid and 2 drawers that pull out with every single deep socket.
Everything's roto-molded.
Yeah. Deep sockets on everything, short sockets, 3 different ratchets. You get all the different stuff in there. And I was like, I know the one we have downstairs, and it's freaking nice. And so I saw this one, and I looked at the price tag, and it was $99.
Right.
And I said,
Was it almost 60% off?
I'm like,
retail.
Yeah.
well, it said if you were to buy everything individually, it was like $500 and something.
Yeah,
Whatever
they were selling that kit for about $220
Yeah. So
3 weeks ago.
I was like, I'm probably not going to get a better deal than this, and I really want to upgrade from. I have a little Craftsman toolkit, which my highest socket size on each one goes up to 17 on each socket, or 17 millimeter,
Right.
and then 3/4 or whatever it is, and then my deep sockets go up to 14 millimeters.
Perfect.
You can't do anything.
Right, yeah.
You can't change a wheel with that.
So, like, I'm like, dude, I need to upgrade. That was like a great starter kit, but I need a grown-up kit now. So I bought that one too. So I went out, got that in the Shop-Vac, and I was pretty pumped. So
That's awesome. Yeah.
Played with that stuff, and then the rest of Saturday, I ended up watching more of that Mandalorian. Got a couple more episodes in. Pretty cool
Yeah,
show.
good show.
It
Gets better as it goes. I've really been enjoying it.
Yeah, and next to that, and then yesterday was super snowy, and dude, it was just a chill, do nothing day, and it was awesome.
Yeah, we wanted to have a chill do nothing day, but then I had children who were getting stir crazy with the snow. So we took them to Barnes & Noble.
They didn't want to play
and-
outside in the snow?
It's not that, Dane. It's different. When you get a kid that's stir crazy and you tell them to go play in the snow, and they're like, I don't want to do that. I want to do something else. Like, we had to get them out. You when you have children, you understand that.
I took the dog out. We had fun in the snow, so
Oh.
yeah.
Dogs are different than kids.
Yep.
Apparently, once it snows outside, right, a dog's potty area doesn't matter anymore because it's just. Dude, I was watching my
Your
dog.
dogs just poop on the right where they
I
walk out
watched
the
my-
door.
This is your front porch, right?
My
Yeah, I don't care.
dogs have a spot that they always go to, right? The second the snow covered the whole area, they're like, "Oh, fair game anywhere."
I can't see it
They
anymore.
literally went right outside the sliding glass door and went right there, and I'm like, "What in the actual hell do you think you're doing? You've never done this."
Dogs
I'm
are
like,
not
You're
very
not walking
smart.
there anymore.
Like,
yeah.
this is not fair game just because it's all covered in snow.
Well, it's like people who make their own lanes in traffic when it all snows
And it's
out
not
and they
like-
can't see the lines.
We
And they're
gotta
just like,
explain
"Oh,
this.
The lane's here now.
A lot of
You
people
go,
got
"No, it's
snow
not."
this year or this past weekend
Yeah.
in various parts of the country. We barely got an inch.
Yeah.
Leaves are still showing. Grass is still sticking
Yep.
out. Like, there's no excuse for your dogs to forget where to go to the bathroom.
No, they just
There's
Oh,
still grass
amnesia.
showing. They can smell where they go.
Absolutely.
They are just
They're
being.
faking it.
They're
No,
faking
dude,
it.
Faking
and so I'm like, you guys are freaking lazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're smart enough to know
Yeah.
how to do this.
You're like, I can still see the poop from previously. It's right over there.
They're
It's
smart
not
enough to
covered.
think that you'll think that
Yeah.
they
What
can.
the
No, but we
Wow.
took the kids up to Barnes & Noble, and speaking of poop, no,
What?
no, they did great. They had great time there. Fun fact: I found a Star Wars Lego set that had to do with the last episode of The Mandalorian.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Out at
Whoa.
Barnes & Noble. Like, I grabbed it and ran it over to Carly and was like, "This just came out like 2 days ago,
Wow.
right?" Spoiler alert! Like,
Disney,
that's
you're kind of scary. at
pretty-
how
pretty
effective
wild, right?
You are at
Yeah.
getting stuff to
I
coordinate
was
like that.
very impressed that they even had
Wow.
that available to buy. But it was good. We got Carly hung out. We wandered around. She started trying to do work there. As if you guys remember, my wife was the assistant store manager for Barnes & Noble for about 12 years.
Yeah.
And was in line to take the store.
Going up in corporate. Yeah.
And was going to take the store. And then, we had Augie. So,
Life.
yeah, so she decided to stay home and be a mom. So it was funny because she walked in the store and she's like, I don't like this. And she started fixing some of the stands. And
That's
thankfully,
me every time I go into Depot.
thankfully, all the management team that are there are all her friends. And
Oh, that's
the gal that is the current store manager was Carly's second So the two of them were the two assistants that were going to.
So she's probably just watching her from afar.
She just told,
yep.
Yeah, she goes, no, keep going, Carly. If you want to do that, like, here you go. Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's busy today.
Yeah.
So it was funny. Carly said, "Oh, I'll just come back and do this if you guys just pay me in food." Like she's like, "I'll just have a sandwich or something. Get me out of the house." But yeah, so it was fun to do that. But that was something that surprised me was that Lego set already available.
Yeah, that's
when the episode released on Friday.
So it had characters from that episode.
Latest episode of The Mandalorian that debuts on Friday because the show's weekly. Mm-hmm. Debuted on Friday, and we were there on Sunday at Barnes & Noble, and there was a Lego set that had to do with that episode.
The only thing that's rough is that I'm realizing those episodes are 24 minutes long.
That's standard TV show.
I know.
They're very short.
But I'm like, dang, this is super short for,
put it this way. The entire show has a $120 million budget. So if you stretch it, they're doing some high quality stuff with.
They're doing a lot
of
money
so
in this.
They're like little baby movies in terms of the quality level. It's just lower cast count. So
I
it's
just wish it was
going
to be a little bit more involved.
Well, let me put it this
longer
way:
episodes.
if you watch Watchmen on HBO right now, The Watchmen puts a lot into 47 minutes.
Yeah,
really.
They put a ton. You get done, you're like, wow.
I still have to start watching that. I haven't watched it yet.
It is
but
very good.
I've been looking forward to just binging it after they got a few out there.
Yeah,
so
there's like 8 episodes out now.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So I'm glad everybody had a safe Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you listening had a safe Thanksgiving. You stayed away from sharp knives.
Tell us in the comments what your family did. Do you do traditional Thanksgiving, or do you do something
night,
wild and out there like what Anthony
night.
wants to do?
Yeah.
Or it's like casino night with the family. Like, what goes on?
Yeah, serotonin levels. Yeah.
They like to load himself
I was
up
thinking
with
the serotonin, the endorphins of like, I'm happy,
Dane
this is exciting, but no.
But anyways, so
Tryptophan.
remember to check out the sale. Sale is going until Tuesday night, so make sure to pick up some stuff at theradcompany.com if you haven't already. And Dane, take it away.
All right, folks, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you stay safe out there. If it's snowy where you are, drive safely. Make sure you have good tires on the car. Don't drive around with bald tires. I don't know how many times I have to tell people this, but it happens a lot for some reason, and then people blame the weather when really, get better tires. All right, and with that said, this is us saying goodbye.
See ya.
See ya.